Hello and welcome into Rebecca K Crochet. I'm Becky, your yarn host, and today what we are going to do is a frog it or finish it video because I have a lot of things on my hook, and some of these things I have found and they're unfinished objects. Some of them I have been working on off and on, and I just don't feel inspired by them anymore. And one of them I need to fix because it outgrew what I thought it was gonna be. My measurements were off, and I wanted to show you guys that because I actually did this on a video with y'all, and I wanted to finish that. So that's the first thing it's gonna be at. So let me go get that and I'll be right back. Okay, so I don't know how many of you guys watched this video with the circles, but this is how far I've gotten on this circle blanket. And if you look, my wingspan, and then I have that much, I have 2 squares too many for my wingspan. My wingspan is almost 6 foot. So it's 2 squares too big. And what happened was I measured the round square, and then I measured this part of it, the first round, to make it a square, but I forgot to add in the attaching this part where we attach the squares together, which made it a lot wider than what I had measured my squares for. I don't need it to be a queen size blanket. So what I'm gonna do, I think, is I'm gonna take probably off of this end over here. I'm gonna take these 2 squares off, so then it will be roughly 6 foot wide. It'll be about 6.5 feet wide, honestly. Yeah, it'll probably be about 6.5 feet wide. And I'm gonna frog it back with these 2, put these 2 on here, up here, where I need them, and rework this and just knock off the last 2 rows of my blanket that I had on that piece of paper. That paper's buried in my basket, so I'm not going to pull it out, but I'm just going to knock off the last 2 rows so I don't have to worry about making too many circles, because I haven't really had time to work on this since I did the video. So that is that project. Now the next one is this project, and it's done with, here comes my puppies, it's done with Big Twist Supernova, which is wool yarn, and some ice yarns. And I actually won this from Juan the Yarn Addict, all this yarn. And I started his shawl. And let me pull that out so you can see what the shawl looks like. I started this shawl, but it being wool, and I don't wear shawls. Actually, the Supernova is gorgeous, but I don't wear shawls and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, should I frog this or should I finish it? And I can't do a pattern on this because it's not my pattern, but I'm thinking maybe I should frog it and do something different with this yarn, because this yarn right here is super, super pretty. I really like this Supernova yarn. And the ice yarn is super soft. Supernova, that's all really, really soft yarn. I'm not liking this shawl. Somebody's in here. I'm trying to figure out who's sneaking down the hallway. And there it goes. Hang on. If I can drop something, I will. That's just the way it is. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Leave me a comment if you think I should scrap the shawl or finish the shawl, because I'm really tempted to scrap the shawl. Now the next one, I don't like these 2 colors together, and I was going to go around with a block stitch all the way around, and I have just scrap yarn that I was going to do this out of. These are just scrap cakes. and do a rectangle, but I started one in camouflage, and I've got it almost finished. So I'm thinking I'm going to rip this out and just recake it. Now this one, I lost interest. This is an unfinished object, and I don't know what to do with this one. It is a star blanket, and I just lost interest, and I don't know if I should finish this one or frog it. It was going to be a baby blanket. I can do a tutorial on this. If you guys would like to see a tutorial on this one, I can do a tutorial. I've gotten that far on it. It's not that wide. That's how wide it is. So it's probably 2.5 feet wide. Maybe. But it has been sitting, now I've got fuzz everywhere. It has been sitting in an unfinished objects pile, I want to say for 3 years. So this is one I pulled out of the closet and thought, oh, maybe I'll do that. It's super soft yarn. I don't even know what the yarn is, honestly. And I was just going to do a star blanket with it. And I don't know. I don't know. So y'all leave a comment down below and tell me if I should finish it or frog that one. Then this one, I'm going to show you a picture of it. Oh man, I got fuzzies everywhere. I was going to follow this pattern from Annie's Attic. And I was going to do it in this color, Urban Chic from Hobby Lobby. Super, super soft yarn. I started it. This is how the pattern tells you to do. This is supposed to be the arm. This is supposed to be the body. This is not near how long I need, and it does stretch a little bit, but the pattern is not matching up, and I did gauge swatches, and the pattern is not matching up with what it said the gauge swatch should be. So yeah, I like the colors. I will do something else with this yarn, I think, but I'm going to frog this. I'm not liking this pattern, how they had it to start down. This is supposed to even be way down here. Start down here, go up, and then work back and forth this way, and then go to this other side. That's how this pattern is put together. But this will fit a little bitty child. This is not something that's going to fit an adult, not even a petite person. This is, yeah, no. Something's wrong with the pattern. That's my problem. But I have enough of this to do whatever I want to with it. So I may frog that and then make a tank top out of this yarn. We'll see. Then my last one, and I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it yet. If I'm gonna keep it or frog it. It's more of a fall type yarn. And I've showed this on a previous video. I like it, and I like the stitch. And I may just hold off and not finish it for a little while. And it is done out of Urban Chic also, but this is the colorway Berry. It's reds and blues. But I don't know. I don't even know what I was going to do with this one. It's been sitting for so long. I don't know what I was going to do with it. So I'm sitting here thinking, well, I can turn this into a bunch of different things. I could even turn it this way and have it going this way and just probably stop right there and do another panel this size, do one for the back and then 2 panels for the front, and do it a cardigan. I can do it into a tank top. I could do it into just a sleeveless cover-up type top. There's all kinds of stuff I can do with this. So I'll probably keep this one, but let me know what you think I should turn this red one into. I guess you'd call that red, burgundy, maroon. I don't know. But this one, berry colored one into. And because I'm going to have to do more than just one panel. And I haven't really been working on it, so it's an unfinished object also. So that is what I have for today. I was going to show you some other progress on some stuff, but I had a doctor's appointment, so I've already gone to the doctor's appointment and been back today. One more tomorrow, and today's Thursday. You're going to see this on Friday, but I have one more tomorrow, and then I will be done until 2 weeks. And then I have to go get all my results for the test. So there is that, but my son is coming in. We're thinking about going fishing this afternoon. I don't think the fish are going to bite. It's been raining too much, so we'll see. But, and then I wanted to turn you around and show you all the yarn I've pulled off my wall, my scrap yarn, scrap cake wall, because I've been using that yarn also doing different projects, and some of them you've seen, some of them you haven't. I was looking up there to see if there was any more projects that I needed to show you or to figure out what I'm doing with. And I know there's a couple of them up there that I'm going to scrap. And then there's some over here on this side that's out of thread, that I was making a cardigan out of thread and it didn't turn out right. So I'm going to have to scrap it also. So, and then the hexagon blanket that I was working on, I want to show you, and I'm going to make a whole video out of that one, because the hexagon blanket that I was working on, that I showed you in a previous video, all the multicolored hexagons, yeah, I used the magic knot on that one. And I want to show you why I don't use the magic knot anymore. Because Caron Simply Soft and the magic knot do not get along together. And I have to go back and I have to fix the centers of almost every one of those hexagons I had put together, because they came out just by being put into the closet and pulled out and put in different places. I have a lot of the circles that I have to go fix now. And I don't want to rip that blanket apart, so I'm going to try to fix the circles. I'm hoping I can fix, the middle of this hexagon. I'll make a video out of it if I can, to show you what to do if you have that problem. So be looking for that. That may be Saturday's video that I do. Because I was putting another hexagon on and I looked at it and I was like, oh my gosh, here we go. We've got, this is why I don't like the magic circle to start things with. And people need to know that this can happen to them. This is one of the first ones I started using the magic circle for. I'll never use it again, because you work so hard on your stuff. And I even used, on this one, I used the double magic circle where you wrap it around a couple of times and then do it, and it still came out. So I won't ever use it again. And I'll show you why. Because I started this blanket, it's an unfinished object. I started it probably 7 or 8 years ago and just did hexagons as I, went along in the summertime. Summertime I do small projects, and so I did the hexagons in the summertime. I'm looking at it down there in a basket on the floor. But I did it and I started it and I didn't have all the hexagons done, so I was just joining as you go, And then I got all the hexagons that I needed to do, and then I showed y'all that video of how to do a hexagon and put them together onto the blanket, and then I realized that this blanket has problems. So I'm going to show you that blanket in another video once I figure out how to fix the middle of it, so I can show you how to do it, because it will happen to you. If you use that magic circle and you think it'll never come apart, wait several years, it's going to come out because that's just what it does. So it's good and it's fast and it's convenient, but it's not worth the convenience if you want to keep something to pass down to kids or grandkids, or you want a lot of wear and tear on it. You know, a blanket gets quite a bit of wear and tear, and if you don't want to have to be repairing that blanket, just do the chains. That's what I have to say about it, because it's just easier to start it with the chains and not have to worry about those chains coming out later on. And learn from my mistake of doing this, and yeah, we'll go from there. But that is my video for today. I hope, oh, storm damage, I forgot, storm damage. We got everything cleaned up. Probably half of my zucchini, and I was complaining about zucchini, never complain. Probably half of my zucchini, I'm not sure if it's gonna make it. My husband's out there picking it right now while I'm in here doing a video. So we will see. I'll let you know in a future video if it's gonna make it or not. It didn't hurt our tomato plants. Tomato plants, if they don't bloom, if they're not blooming and it's the right temperature at night, things about tomato plants people don't realize is they are a nightshade, which means that they bloom and they produce and they ripen everything at night, not during the daylight. If the daylight hours, temperature in the daylight hours gets over a certain degrees, you're going to have rotten tomatoes on your vine. So you might as well just go ahead and pick them if they're starting to blush. At night, they won't bloom and they won't ripen up if it's over 85 degrees at night, which it gets here. It gets, you know, we have nights that are 90 and 100. So if they're not blooming and it's under 85 degrees, you go out and you, what I call, spank your plants. My granny always took a broom to them. She's like, they need to be beat. So nature does that for you, and that's what I consider this. If I have broken branches, if I have things that nature has done to my tomato plants, I'm okay. Beast just grabbed my leg. He's in here with his mama and he's like, pay attention to me, woman. But if you're okay with that, like I'm okay with that, I have plenty of tomato plants. They're going to produce, and they are blooming now. Zucchini plants may or may not come out of it. Our pepper plants are fine. The cucumber plants got whipped around quite a bit, but they're okay because most of them were trellised. I just have a few that aren't trellised. So everything else is okay but the zucchini plants. And we had a lot of zucchini. So I have, well, day before yesterday, before the storm rolled in, my husband picked a 5-gallon bucket of zucchini and squash. And yesterday we picked half of a 5-gallon bucket of zucchini. And today we're going to have probably, I would say, 2 5-gallon buckets of zucchini and squash, because the squash is now putting on. So we're going to have plenty of zucchini and squash. It's just, I wanted it all summer, not just right here at the beginning. So if we have to plant again, that's okay too. We plant all summer long. So, and that's okay. Beast, come here. Come here. You're being a pain. Here's Beast. He's being a pain. Aren't you? That's Pebbles. You met Pebbles yesterday. She's my littlest one. She's only 4 pounds, but she thinks she rules the roost. And this is Beast. He thinks he belongs. He's part of the pack. Come here, Pebs. This is Pebbles. She's my little one. Look over here. Go over here. Say hi. No, you don't need to kiss Mama. This is my littlest one. She's about 4 pounds all hair. She's a hairball. What is it? Yeah, it's okay. She's not used to being on video. She's like, oh no. She doesn't want me to put her up there and hang her over, but this is Pebbles. And her mama, come here, Chloe. Y'all didn't get to see Chloe's face. This is Chloe. Yes, I know. Everything is wonderful. This is Chloe, and she is the mama to my puppies, to Pebbles anyway. And then we had another white female that had Ghost, but we no longer have her. She passed away a couple of years ago. And so we don't have her anymore. But Zeus is the daddy to Pebbles and Ghost. And Chloe is Pebbles' mama. So we've had those two their whole entire life. They don't know any different. So anyway, there's my fur babies again. Y'all hadn't seen them up close, or two of them anyway. The other ones are probably outside with my husband. So that is my video for the day. I hope you liked it. Subscribe, do all the good things YouTube likes. Answer my questions for me and tell me what you would do. Now I have fuzz in my eye. What you would do. I got fuzz on my nose. What you would do for if you would frog it, or if you would do something different with all these projects I've got going on, because I don't know. I lost my Crojo with those. I haven't lost my Crojo, just with those projects. And I don't really want to do wool right now. And so I may just set that aside for a while and be an unfinished project until maybe later, closer to the fall. But the other ones, I'm kind of baffled at what I need to do. And so if you guys would let me know, that would be great. And I might go fishing. I might send a video out later on today, a short or something, of us at the lake or something. Who knows if we go to the lake. I don't know what we're doing. My husband's working on my van also, so hopefully he gets that fixed. And like, subscribe, share it with a friend, comment for me, let me know what you would do, and y'all have a great rest of your day. See you on the next one.